We have the Football in Focus at Teed Up Indoors on Battle Run Avenue. Get ready for the football playoffs on Friday night, one day away. Jason McMasters with us again. And we don't have any script for him. There's nothing on here about Jay. He just happened to visit tonight, so waiting for a couple of players maybe to drop in so we can get him in and let us tell him where he has been so far. Did you go anywhere last Friday night, and are you going somewhere tomorrow night for the playoffs?
I hope to be at Dudley and Central Davidson, Andy. Dudley and Central Davidson to see the Dudley Panthers continue their so far undefeated push towards the 3A state championship.
What have you seen, if you have seen Dudley so far? What do you like about the Dudley Panthers?
The question is, what do I not like about the Dudley Panthers? So far, Dudley has been on it the whole season. You know, it's been fun. It's been fun watching their progression, you know, from July up to now. Them putting in the work, and you know, this is the part of the season that you work hard in July and August for. You know, don't get me wrong, you know, you put in the work to get ready for that September and October game, but this is the part of the season that you really put in those extra hours in the off season and in the preseason for. This time right here, November.
Put yourself in the shoes of Coach Stephen Davis. What are some things you're telling his team round 2 tomorrow? It gets tougher each round, but again, last week, got off to a slow start last week. West Iredale down 7-0, and later on down 14, or actually down 14-7 and 7-0. Dudley was down a couple of times that game. So you get ready for tomorrow night. What are you telling your team going into that game on Friday this week after kind of a slow start last week?
Well, I would explain to my team, well, it was a good opportunity to teach from a coaching standpoint. What you have to do at this point of the season is you have to be process oriented, and you have to play to a standard. Yes, you have an opponent that you're playing against, but the opponent may change week to week, but your standards cannot. So I would be telling my Panthers, if I'm Coach Stephen Davis, to continue to execute at a high level and play to a standard.
What are some things you like about Dudley? Some of the players or things they do that you like so far? I know you said earlier, as far as Dudley overall goes, there are things nothing you don't like about this team, but some players that have impressed you and some things they've done that have impressed you so far.
Well, we knew coming into the season that Andrew Atmore was a very good quarterback, well balanced. I would even venture to say a game manager. But so far this season, he's been much more than a game manager. He's lit up the scoreboards, 37 touchdown passes so far to go along with how many passing yards does he have, Andy?
He is, gosh, 3,000 something, right at 320, at least 24, 2,500, heading toward 3,000, yeah.
Right. So needless to say, he's been the catalyst for their whole offense, along with C.J. Neely, along with Nasir Newkirk, along with Cordell Bartley. And the thing is, all of those receivers that I just mentioned, all juniors. So
yeah, it's a tough junior
they'll
class.
be back next year.
You got to throw Jerron Blackwell from Page, who came over in there too. Great receiver, great
L.J.
defender.
Southern, the running back.
Yeah, and then you also got Jaden Brown, running back too, is a very good running back. They got plenty of talent over there, but see what, C.J. Neely, I'm not sure if that guy can even be covered.
Yes.
On a given night, at least by one man.
No, not at all, not at all. I mean, what Dudley is doing is they're calling pass plays that are designed to pick up no more than about 10 or 12 yards, and the talent level is so great at the wide receiver positions that those same pass plays are going for touchdowns. And that's how you know you really got it going on.
It's one of those things where you just get the ball in the playmaker's hands and let them take off and run as far as they can with the ball to the catch it.
Yes.
And they can run with that ball to the catch it.
Run. It's kind of pick your poison. I mean, if you shut down one, you still got 2 more coming behind him.
The weird thing is, week before last, last week it was definitely Neely. Week before that was Newkirk, who had 3 TD receptions, over 100 yards. Every week it could be a different guy.
Right. Every week.
And every week Bartley's going to do something.
Yeah, Bartley, Newkirk, Jerron Blackwell. He's still. It's a very well balanced offense for the Panthers.
Blackwell, what he can do, he can come in and give a little break there for Atmore to come in, get a break when Blackwell comes in. Blackwell comes in at the Wildcat quarterback spot. He's picked up several touchdowns just running the ball in this year himself.
Yes. So it's been fun to watch Dudley progress throughout the year, watch Andrew Atmore get further established at the quarterback position, in his senior year, which he's been able to effectively do. And, you know, like I just mentioned, having those three receivers has certainly helped him along in that process.
No doubt about it. The question for Dudley becomes too, you know, you got to take care of 2023 as it is before you right now take care of it, all the current business.
Yes.
In the future, it's going to be interesting. Who's going to be that quarterback for Dudley next year when Atmore graduates? That's going to be interesting.
That's going to be interesting. As of yet, we don't know the answer to that question. But like you said, take care of this year first, get that state championship, and then when that party is over, then you can worry about next year.
One thing about it, if need be, you could go with Blackwell for part of the time at quarterback because he's already got it down as far as the running part goes. Maybe work on his passing some, maybe not be the full-time guy, but maybe split it between two guys. How about 50-50 passing guy, running guy?
Right. And Blackwell did play some quarterback over the last 2 years over at Page in 2021 and last year. So he's definitely got some experience there.
Not sure what class he is, if he's a junior or senior, but Antonio Lee, number 16, he started at quarterback the first game of the year when Atmore set out that first part of the game, that first night against Page. But Lee, you know, he had a rough night that night. No doubt he can't cover it up at all. He had a rough night, but after that, he came on, became a receiver. He had over 100 yards receiving last week. He's a very good, he joins that receiving core and is right there with all those other guys. Yes,
and like you said, I was at that that game against Page that Dudley had, and Atmore sitting out, it seemed like Dudley could easily let that game kind of slip a little bit, but as soon as Atmore got in the ball game, I mean, it was ball game over from that point. Different story. Completely changed the complexion of the ball game, and Dudley was able to roll.
And all he did, he dropped back through the ball to Neely. Neely was gone.
He was gone.
He burnt that. He burned the defender from Page, one-on-one coverage.
Right.
He was on the island out there by himself on the left side, just straight down the field.
Right.
Maybe take one step and gone.
Right. Yeah. So.
What about Grimsley? Talk about Grimsley. What are you seeing from the Whirlies? Because you've seen them play too.
I've seen everything from the Whirlies.
You were there that night. I was there in that game. They were playing Page.
Yeah, they were playing Page, and you know that's a game that Grimsley could have easily come out and just thrown their jerseys out there and expected to win. To their credit, they didn't do that. They locked in, they executed, and they stayed disciplined. And as a result, they were able to come away with the 54-0 win over their arch rival, Page Pirates.
What about this Faison Brandy kid, the sophomore quarterback, really sharp right now for Grimsley, put up big numbers. Also, he's doing it passing and running.
Actually, Faison Brandon, I think he's provided an element to their offense that they were maybe missing last year with Ryan Stevens. So it's been quite a joy watching him develop and progress throughout the year.
And he's put up the good numbers, and you got Mitchell Summers, a running back. Great numbers by him so far this season. You've also got the lucky receivers, Alex Taylor and Terrell Anderson, both almost identical numbers, 49 receptions each, right at 850 yards average pretty much each. It's amazing what those guys have done.
Amazing, amazing. And I'm telling you, I've been on the sidelines watching those two perform, and when they line up on the same side as each other, I'm telling you, Andy, it's no different than watching what I'm seeing on Sunday afternoons in the NFL. Matter of fact, I feel like I'm watching an NFL game when I see those two, Alex Taylor and Terrell Anderson, lined up next to each other on the same side.
I would need to be on that defensive responsibility for those guys over there. Who are you going to take, man? That's crazy.
Pick your poison.
It's dangerous, dangerous stuff. They've got some good young receivers, too. That Caden Cato kid's coming up. There's a couple of the guys that are coming around for Grimsley. They're going to be okay in the future.
Caden Cato and Keon Battle.
Yeah.
And they're holding down the next line, the next tier of receivers for the Whirlies. And
Summers will be there a couple more years this year and next year. He's got this year and next year left, so they've got some stability there. But their defense has really been, like Mike Fanning said, that defense has really led the Whirlies on this year.
Yes, and I got to tell you, if the Guilford County Offensive Player of the Year award had to be given out today, Mitchell Summers would definitely be up there in the top of that conversation.
So who else is in that conversation? I know Atmore's got to be there. Faison Brandon's got to be there. Summers got to be there. Who else is in there?
You have to put Tanner Ballou from Northwest in that conversation as well.
He was the candidate for that last year. He got Conference Player of the Year offense last year, but Guilford County Player of the Year last year, I think it was Ryan Stevens. I think Stevens got the Player of the Year out of Grimsley, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Now at East Carolina.
Yep. Yep.
So that's offensive. Who do you think the defensive player of the year is in Guilford County? That's a pretty tough thing to talk about there.
Defensive player of the year. It's got to be from Dudley. It's got to be from Dudley because they have been lights out so far on defense this year.
Somebody like Samad Bell?
Yeah, somebody like Samad
Defensive
Bell.
lineman, maybe looking at Cameron Ball in their linebacker.
Right.
They got some good possibilities. Also, Latrell Wilson, linebacker, has had a
Latrell
great
Wilson.
year.
He's had an exceptional year so far, and a major reason as to why the Panthers are where they are at this point of the season.
And where are you going to be again tomorrow night?
I'll hope to be at the Dudley and Central Davidson game. Dudley taking on an upset-minded Central Davidson squad. They were able to come on the road to Guilford County last week and upset the Eastern Wildcats.
What about other things you're covering right now? You got any other sports you're following right now?
Well, A&T football, A&T basketball. The Aggies open up at in the Greensboro Coliseum tomorrow. Technically on the road, but
Who are they playing?
Against UNCG.
Oh, the old inter-city clash tomorrow night.
Oh, inter-city clash tomorrow
time's that
night
get
at
underway?
the Greensboro Coliseum. It's going to get underway at 7 o'clock.
So you might be torn between two sports tomorrow night.
Very much torn.
Have to make that big decision.
Yeah, have to make a big decision. So hopefully things will work out to where I'm able to
see a little bit of both.
See a little bit of both.
Which one would you probably start with? Do you any idea?
I'll probably start with football first.
And then slip back up. Get Cedar Boulevard to the Coliseum.
Yeah. Because if we've learned anything this year from Grimsley and Dudley, their games have been over kind of fast.
So you take care of that first half of the football and then zip up the Coliseum, catch the second half of the basketball
the second half of the basketball
game. The basketball game could well be decided maybe in that second half.
Yeah, that's if
Get to see the Langley brothers one more time, huh?
Get to see the
Keyshawn and Kobe.
Keyshawn and Kobe, yep.
Get to see those guys
those
again.
two.
Anybody on A&T, any local products A&T's got you know
of? Well, we have Andre Jackson. Andre Jackson playing, and he's out of Charlotte.
Okay, closer. As close as it's going to get to right now.
Yeah.
Mr. McMasters, Jason, thank you so much for your time on the Football in Focus from Teed Up Indoors. We're going to take another little break here, and we'll come back and begin to close it out possibly here this evening. Hope our Dudley guys can still show. If not, we'll try to give them a call in a few minutes, see if they're on their way. But again, you've been tonight with us, Teed Up Indoors, Football in Focus. Thanks for being with us.